on it.
All right. As soon as I walk away, we start. All right.
Oh,
All right. We are live.
All right, let me get this set up.
oops.
That's good to hear.
He's an orc. He breaks things.
Oops.
There it is. Okay, I see you. Yay. Yep, it says...
Oiling vocal cords. I like that.
You like that little play I put on there for you?
Yeah, oiling the Vox box. Oh, there's Bob.
Yay!
Ah, back.
Oh,
Okay, I just...
we can hear you, Bow.
Yeah, I was testing out to see the delay on the
All
stream,
are the
so...
reborn. Oh, look at this guy over here. I have a feeling I might know who that is.
Exactly. It's our blueberry librarian.
we get him on the blueberry stream. Gotta have that Monday off, man. All right. All right, how's our sound looking? We're looking good?
I'd say we're doing pretty good. Didn't hear no echoes like last time.
I think I
I
finally got
heard,
smart and fixed the echo, so.
Oh god, intelligence in the stream.
Not much, but I have some.
It's there.
All right, well, Magos Explorator, I guess let me know when you're ready. We'll switch over.
Oh, I am ready with what little notes I have.
Okay. Well, we like to wing it like the orcs. Sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's what I decided to do.
Got
Orcs
our-
just wing it.
Got our orc boy here doing the orcs. We did the tile last
Yep.
one. Now we're doing the orcs. So, welcome everybody to the Art of Lore stream. We'll be starting here just momentarily. I am your Theon artist, Kyle. We have our Magos Explorator, Alan. And we have a special guest with us today. We have Orc Boy Bao.
Hi! Also, the fuck you calling me special for? I am about as average Joe as I can be.
We just got him into the hobby. He's new. He's learning like the rest of us here, and we got him to start enjoying the orcs. So we figured, why not bring him along for our orcs episode?
Yep, this should be fun.
See, it worked well because every time me and him play D&D together, and every time we play D&D, he always plays a deck of many things. So figure what's better? Get him into a faction that's all about gambling.
I have no regrets every single time I play with that deck.
Alrighty, well, here we go. Look at here we are with another goddamn fortress. But there's a difference. I take this fortress and I say, nay! I will not! No! No more with these fortresses! This is before a later date, but we're doing the orc episode. Yes, it's orc terrain, but I have my kill team orcs!
Oh, look at that!
I have my knob. So I plan on working on all my orky boys today for the kill team. Actual models! Not terrain, yay!
Poor Kyle. He's been doing so much terrain.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much.
I thought you loved doing terrain, Kyle.
God. If anyone's been following our streams, they know the answer to that.
So, as always, though, whenever we do something, I always have to have a quote. So, let us do this first quote. This is from Rogue Trader Varnell Larrick. Of all the races I have battled throughout the galaxy, the Orc is the hardest to comprehend. They wage war with machines that should not work, care little for strategic gains, and are just likely to solve each other as the enemy. How does one battle an enemy that defies all logic? End quote.
All of a sudden, I'm understanding a lot more about why you want me as this.
Because, Bao, do you have logic? No.
And I never will.
So, with all factions, though, we always need to start from where they started. Before the Orcs were called the Orcs, they were something called the Quark. Very original, I know. They were actually built by the what's called a race called the Old Ones. They were actually made to just be genetic super soldiers, made to be the toughest, the hardiest, and the thing that just goes forward and just goes smash. So perfect. The Orcs actually called the Old Ones the Brain Boys, because Orcs never understand really anything. And was actually another thing about the Quark. They were usually 12 meters tall. Put it in freedom units, the Quark were 39 feet tall usually. Your average Orc is 7 feet. Your human in 40k is 6 feet. They were 39 feet.
What caused them to have a growth stunt? Exactly.
There's actually one thing I like to talk about. This is not really known. It's not known what caused them to do this. The current theory, though, is just pretty much they just beat each other stupid. Because, like I said, they were actually made to be soldiers. They fight, they kill, and they were made to fight and kill the Necrons. Kyle over there.
Hi.
Oh, the other class that I was considering.
Yeah, because this is millions of years ago during the War in Heaven. The old ones were pretty much on death's door, getting their asses handed to them. So like, random bullshit, go. And one of them was the Quark, the 39 feet tall Gits, as Orar said. So they pretty much just threw him out there to fight, and then afterwards, when the Necron went to go to bed, and the old ones, the Brain Boys, were pretty much wiped off to existence. So Quarks just pretty much looked at each other and said, "The fuck you say to me?" and just started beating each other to death. So that's why we usually think that they became smaller, they became stupider, and they just became not as beefy.
I hate this thing. Oh god.
You having issues over there, Kyle?
I'm good. Don't mind me.
You sure? You sure there? It doesn't seem like you'll be able to get that to stick.
Spring likes to work on this thing a lot.
You're gonna be able to paint it, not get paint everywhere.
Maybe. I had some pretty colorful hands in my last stream.
Yeah, when I was having writer's block and I went to bed. So, talking about the Orcs again. So, back from going over the Quark, because there's not much known about them, because that's millions of years ago. How are we supposed to know something that happened millions of years ago? What we do know is the Orcs. So the current Orcs, they're usually, like I said, around 7 feet tall. Though you wouldn't really notice it because if you look at the model there, they're really a lot of time hunched over. So that's why they're usually around 6 feet. But if they stand tall, they're bigger than they're as big as Space Marines. They're extremely muscular, and they're green. Because a lot of people are saying they're green though, is because they actually can photosynthesize, because they're pretty much mushrooms, plants. It's really weird. They're plant
are real
humans.
Fun guys. Ha 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 ha.
I'm sorry, are we talking... What the hell? They're roided out Last of Us zombies? What?
Pretty much, yeah. We'll get more about that when we actually get into their reproduction and that. But yeah, they're pretty much mushrooms. And they're incredibly stupid.
Teacher, for the reproduction portion of the class, do I need a permission slip?
Yes, did you have it there?
I'll get back to you on that.
You have it banned.
I have a sticky note that says sure.
So, also with the current orcs, most of their skills, like, other than pretty much fighting, killing, and eating, they don't really know too much else. So actually, most of their skills were actually genetically ingrained into their bodies. So like the mechanics, the doctors, and all that, it's just in their genes that they know how to do it. So actually, a lot of times they actually figure out stuff through trial and error, which also is not very fun.
Especially if you're the patient. God damn.
Exactly. And also, they actually lack psychic power. Instead, they're like collaborative psyche. So, this is actually something called the Wa energy. When you got a bunch of orcs around and they just go fight, kill, fight, kill, fight, kill, fight, kill, it just generates like psychic power. And a certain amount of orcs can tap into that, which we'll get into some more. But the reason why they don't have that is because they were actually produced later down the line, which after the Eldar, which we'll have an episode about them. And the old ones learned about the warp, and they realized, we shouldn't have the murder psychos have power to warp energy, because the Eldar already fucking the galaxy.
Fucking elves.
Which, again, if you want to learn more about that, watch our last episode, which we talked about the Necrons. And another thing about the orcs, the psychic power produces something that the orcs are very well known for: the power of imagination.
Insert SpongeBob
I remember this.
Insert SpongeBob meme, yes. This is what orcs are most well known for. If they believe something, it comes true. How this actually happens is pretty much this. With the orcs, again, they talk about their psychic power, which is a collaborative psyche. They project their minds into the warp, and pretty much this is what happens. They literally think it will happen, and it comes through the warp into real space, and it becomes true. So remember the story about the orcs going riding in their buggy, and it runs out of gas. So then they go to the war boss and go, "Hey boss, did you fill up the tank?" And the war boss goes, "Yeah, of course I did, you git. I filled it up not too long ago." And they go, "Oh yeah, you're right." And they'll turn the car on and keep going. The reason why it has gas is because they believe it has gas. So it goes into the warp, becomes real, goes through back into the real space, and fills up the gas tank. That is how their power works. And it's so fucking stupid, but it's so fucking amazing.
And also, Guido is here.
Hello.
Just
So that is the power of imagination.
I believe they wanted to
or
about
hive mind imagination, but okay.
Oh no, the great orcs, the murder psycho comic relief.
It's so good.
And also the reason the power of imagination also goes into the technology. But there is also a bad thing about the power of imagination, is if there's not enough orcs to believe in something, then it won't become true. So, I know it's you, by the way.
Another thing about it is the fact that, like, they don't know they're using it either.
No, they don't. So that's why they also can't, like...
They can't just will it something. They have to, like, it has to, like, just be, like, the orc has to convince the other orcs, and when they all believe it, then it'll happen. But none of them are aware of this power.
They don't know that's the thing that they do.
Exactly.
No, they don't. And it's fucking hilarious. Again.
It makes it even better.
So, again, with all of their technology, yeah, but there's not enough orcs to believe in something, then it won't really happen. And again, it also ties into their actual technology. So that's why sometimes orcs will actually, when they first start up, they'll actually go through eras of technology. They'll actually go through like eras. First, they'll be like tribal orcs. Pretty much, they'll just have nothing but spears going ooga booga. Then eventually, after they're going further and further along, eventually they'll go into like the industrial era, and then they'll start getting like cars and tanks and guns. And eventually, once their power of law gets too powerful, they'll start making titans and mechs.
So they start at Age of Sigmar and go into Gorkanauts.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a very fast cycle because orcs fucking populate so damn quick.
I'm painting all the orc boys from the kill team.
Yeah, Kyle's actually painting it.
No more. I'm not doing terrain today. I have my orky boys.
We'll see Train in about a week when the other kill team box shows up.
Oh God, when the next kill team box comes up. You remember, next week is my birthday, next Monday.
Yes.
So it would be a great birthday present to get my sisters in. for the other kill team.
Oh, we're gonna have a birthday stream?
I suppose. Maybe I'll throw some confetti on. I'll have some confetti out here.
Yeah.
That I'll have to clean up later. Yay.
That's fascinating.
So, I was talking about orcs. Orcs are fucking everywhere. You can never truly get rid of an orc infestation. So, if orcs ever pop up on your world, they will be there for all time. If you kill them, it's just a matter of time before they come back.
Let's just say, chance of orcs is always low.
It is never none. And also, think about orcs. They can survive on death worlds. So pretty much, like a world that has no atmosphere. It has nothing but just barren rock. There can be an orc colony on there. Catachin, the place where everything wants to kill you and eat you, actually has orcs. Catachin has orcs, Kyle.
That actually does not surprise me.
Hell, I'm there. And then another world, Armageddon, which is literally a polluted, destroyed world, has orcs.
I can see fucking Cadia being cracked in half with orcs on it.
Keyword had. It had orcs.
Had orcs.
And then also, even I think even Cadia. Yeah, Cadia actually had orcs too, at one point. Before it got destroyed.
I got a comment.
Insert sobbing here.
Insert Cadia stands meme.
Well, since we're actually talking about the orcs, let's talk about their culture, or as they call it, the culture. So, the orc hierarchy is pretty much one thing. Might makes right. You follow the biggest orc. You don't know what to do, you follow the biggest orc. The biggest orc knows what to do. The biggest orc has the plan. If the biggest orc doesn't have the plan, he'll just bop you in the head and say, that's the plan. There you go. Plan done.
Biggest orc knows what's up.
Exactly. You follow the biggest orc, and that orc follows the biggest orc. And then eventually you go to the war boss, and the war boss points to where he wants destroyed, and you go and destroy what orc wants.
That orc follows the biggest orc that eventually follows Gazgul.
Another thing too, they actually have an economy. Their money is actually teeth. Orc teeth is the economy. So it works too. If you don't have money to go buy the shooter, you'll go to a smaller orc. You'll beat him in the face till his teeth falls out. You'll grab those teeth and go buy that shooter.
Yep.
It
what,
works.
a bunch of bullies in high school beating the shit out of each other for lunch money?
I mean, fair point. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
So basically, when I play the Force and I scream, "Give me your teeth," I might as well be an orc.
Pretty much. And even rank teeth too. Like human teeth is the lowest. They're pretty much pennies. If you want some good teeth though, you go over to the Eldar and you'll beat him in the face and grab his teeth. That's $100 bill right there.
The Eldar teeth are higher?
Yeah, I think it goes Eldar, orc, human. I think Tau below that.
I didn't know that. God, even his Tau teeth are worthless.
Exactly. Tau. No one cares about Tau. Tau, Kevin. What the fuck? So, since we're also talking about the hierarchy, let's talk about the bosses. So, the biggest boss are called war bosses or warlords. They are your biggest orc. They have the biggest guns. They have the best rides. They drive the shop dragster.
I think this
And
orc
then-
is missing a pinky.
Wait, what the hell did you say?
I think he's missing a pinky. My comms boy.
Oh,
He's like, he only got 3 fingers over here and the thumb over here.
No, probably got an accident with the stick
Yeah,
bomb.
something happened.
So below them is called the knobs. They're like pretty much your enforcers to the boss and the warlords. And the way they get to there is by beating other orcs until eventually they gain status. And actually, when you fight, you actually gain muscle with orcs. So the more you fight, the bigger you get.
The bigger he get, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they get to be knobs, is just beating other boys.
So Knob is just a bigger
oh
one.
Goku, Saiyans.
Oh, so can the war boss be challenged?
That's my Knob.
Yes. Yes, if a knob actually becomes big enough and they think they can beat the war boss, they will challenge them to a fight, and whoever wins becomes the war boss. Because the mightiest orc leads the tribe. Might makes right. If you're stronger, you lead. So your position is never the best as a war boss. You just have to constantly fight. It's also good because war orcs like fighting, and the more they fight and beat challengers, the bigger they get also. So orcs are constantly getting stronger. It's never enough. So after the knobs are your basic orcs, your boys. They're just the basic foot troopers. They're there just to beat each other up and have a good time. Below the boys are the Gretchen. Just think goblins. They're just little gobos. If the orcs are just the soldiers, all they do is, like I said, go around and fight. They don't really do anything else. The Gretchens are the ones who do everything else. Like they go tend the fields and get the mushrooms for the orcs. They deal with all the labor, like building the camps, tending the weapons and stuff like that. And to them, they're happy. They're there. They're not here to rock the boat. They think that this is their lot in life because they can't challenge an orc. So, we'll just do this. It's not like also they're not having a bad life either. A lot of aggression actually run like black markets. It's like selling fungus beer to get the boys drunk, so they get a lot of teeth that way. They even sell fucking drugs. The Gretchens fucking sell drugs.
Little goblin drug dealers.
Pretty much. And there's actually even one thing other than the Gretchen is the Snotlings. They pretty much look like smaller Gretchen. All they do is they just tend to the mushrooms and try not to get eaten by squigs.
I'll say they're appetizers.
Pretty much. The only thing they're actually even stupider than orcs. So they just go around and go, "Hey, there's a mushroom.
Somehow.
I'm gonna pick it up and go put it over here. Oh, there's a mushroom. I'm gonna pick it up and go put it over here." That's all they do. And then eventually they get eaten by the orcs because they want something other than a mushroom. But also, Snotlings are actually also like pretty much vital to orc society.
Goblins are always on crack.
Yeah, the Snotlings are actually vital. We'll get to that again when we go talk about reproduction.
Oh god.
Oh God, no!
Oh god, no!
I have so many issues with this now.
This is not
Exactly.
gonna go good. I'm gonna have to put an 18+ warning on this stream.
Also, he is Bao. He's my friend, and also he is eventually going to be an orc listener because someone was asking.
When we start playing, he's gonna be on the orc faction, so we brought him along for the orc episode.
And then,
Yeah.
So after we talk about the culture, let's actually talk about the warbands. What everyone loves to hear about them. So there are actually 5 major warbands with the orcs. The first one are the Bad Boons. They are pretty much the second. Actually, we're going to talk about the second richest orc faction because their teeth actually grow faster than any other of the other orc groups. So they actually have technically a natural advantage when it comes to money. Again, nobody really cares that they have this advantage. They don't even think of it as an advantage because if you're bigger than a Bad Moon, just go forward, punch him in the face until eventually you get his teeth. It's actually well known too that a war boss will keep 1 or 2 bad moons around with him at all times, mainly for a money source.
Oh,
That's
so a
great.
portable wallet.
Yeah, they're pretty much a wallet.
Oh,
Like,
there you
oh,
go.
I need to buy the shooter. Oh, I don't have enough. Let me grab my bad moon, punch him in the face, and grab a tooth.
Oh god.
But also because of their natural money, they also have really natural money. So they're actually a lot of times they're actually orc merchants. They always love buying stuff, and eventually when they get bored of something, they'll go ahead and sell it, get more teeth to buy even better stuff. And also, they also flaunt their teeth around a lot. They'll actually make money necklaces, walk around with them. They'll decorate their shooters with teeth on there because, oh, I got so many teeth, I can just throw it on my money.
That means this guy right here I have. He got a little tooth right there.
Yeah, so he's probably a bad moon.
Explains why he's got a big shooter and a power claw.
And also because of how much money they are, they actually the bad moons have a high amount of what's called flash kits. They're pretty much just the gunners. They have the best custom shooters that they go around and shoot with. Well known. So teeth are the money, or are they just valuable? They're actually money. Teeth are actually money.
That is their
currency. They are orc currency. So a well-known bad moon is actually Freebooter Captain Badruck.
Yeah, the freebooters.
We'll talk about them later. But yeah, Badruck was actually a bad moon before he got kicked out of the clan.
And then became a pirate. Yarr.
And then he became a pirate. Again, there are another faction we'll talk at the end.
Oh, this guy's got
Another
a
thing
shirt
about
on.
bad moons, they love gold. Because the best thing about gold, it makes their teeth shiny. It's also why their color is yellow, because it symbolizes gold. The next faction is the Blood Axes. They are the most tactical of all orcs because they do something called run away.
Well, that's the faction I'm painting. They are orc commandos, so they are the what you said.
Yeah, so they're tactical orcs. Though, yeah, exactly, because they actually really mainly the only ones who really use these guys called commandos. And again, it's not it's Kommandos because orcs can't spell, so commandos. Yeah, they are the quote-unquote special forces orcs. Because they use things like camouflage. They use things called hide. They use things called run away.
They do unorky things.
Yeah, they are called cowards. They are called and then they're called slurs, called unorky. They are really most of the time shunned by orc society. Like I said, they will, and then actually another thing too that makes them unorky, they will actually trade with human factions. They will, they will trade some of the stuff. They say like they find something they think the humans will like. They'll trade them to the humans to get weapons. Oh, so we got a question, Kyle. Are you using a magnifying thingy at all?
I have one, but I am not using one at the moment. If I got really small details on really small miniatures, I got this guy that I can stretch out, and then you all
scrap
can
code.
see. Oh god, that got a little bright.
Mistakes were had.
Oh god, now my camera's like, what's going on? I don't know.
Majestic as fuck.
I don't use it too often because I'm not very good at it because it does trip me up every once in a while. I lose all my depth perception with it. So I need more practice with it.
So back to the orcs. Like I said, I was talking about before. They will sometimes actually trade with humans, like for weapons and stuff like that. And they will also like wear like camo hats and pants to try and like blend in. And they will even sometimes be mercenaries for humans. They're actually the faction that actually like will be like, hey, we'll go help you kill those guys if you give us some cool weapons. And this is the thing about their tactics. if you're thinking like current day like Navy SEALs, you're giving them way too much credit. Their tactics involve this. Okay, humans are over here. So let's sneak forward halfway, and then we'll scream "Wah" and charge in. That's our tactics 9 times out of 10. Because most orcs will just be like, "Hey, there's humans. Wah, charge." No. They'll sneak forward and then wah charge.
Or like they go, okay, they're behind this door, so to get sneaky past it, we're gonna blow it up with a bomb and then sneak through the hole we make. They won't see it coming. I've heard that story.
Yeah, pretty much.
The barbarian method of sneaking, I see. Okay.
Sounds right, legit.
So the next faction, after the Blood X's, is called the Death Skulls. They are... Best way to talk about them, they're just looters and plunderers. They are pretty much the guys that after a battle will go in there, find all the good scrap, and then bring it back. Hell, sometimes they won't even wait for the battle to be done to scrap. They'll blow up a tank and then go forward, start pulling out the turret as they're getting shot at. They will steal anything that is nailed down. Even in orc camps, there's a lot of times a death skull will be caught stealing and getting pounded in the face. Another thing too, they are actually very superstitious. They are one of the ones that believe that all the psychic powers, and well, not really psychic, but they just believe that stuff happens to orcs for a reason. That's why they'll actually paint themselves blue, which is known as the luckiest color, and it works. There are sometimes you'll shoot at an orc and all of a sudden your gun will misfire, giving them the perfect chance to grab their choppa and put it in your head. Or you'll fire at an orc and instead of hitting them, it just bounced off them for some reason. And next thing you know, you got an orc in your face screaming "Wah." Pretty much, yeah. They believe in karma.
All right.
And they're actually one of the factions too that they field a lot of quote unquote found human vehicles. They will actually, even in the tabletop, you can actually sometimes have Lehman Russes, Chimeras, and even Space Marine Rhinos. Yes, they have Space Marine vehicles.
I seen that one meme where it's got 4 of them or 5 of them, and they all got a piece of the tank on them. And then when you put them together, it makes the Rhino, and it says "not orcs."
Yeah, that is a great.
I seen that. It's pretty
wow. Okay.
And next faction is my favorite faction, the Evil Sons. They pretty much are in 2 words: speed freaks. They have to go faster.
Gotta go fast.
You can never go faster. You can never go fast enough. They are dedicated to something called the Cult of Speed. They have the fastest. They go into the fastest thing and they just go. And then because of that, they field the largest number of weapons. And one of the weapons is actually called the Daka Jet. It is literally a jet that has full of machine guns because never enough Daka. And there is also that they fit so well. Their motto is called "Red Ones Go Faster," because they believe red goes faster. So if you paint your vehicle red, all of a sudden your speedometer is going off the charts. And also, they actually become addicted to speed. They cannot work. It's just like an urge. You just can't go fast enough. I have to go fast. I have to go. You gotta go fast. You gotta be Sonic. You gotta go.
Oh God, Sonic faction. That is horrifying.
But instead of blue, it's red.
Fast as fuck, boys. That is correct.
Yeah, fast as fuck, boys. Actually, and also because of their constant need to go fast, they're actually flying a lot. They're actually driving a lot. their pilots are usually on par with Imperial pilots. And because of the colors, red and yellow are the most prominent because red goes faster and yellow is more explodey, so that's a lot of their missiles. And also, even some of their vehicles are painted yellow because they actually have my favorite stratagem ever for a Daka jet. It is called flying headbutt. They will headbutt you with their plane. AKA, they will drive their plane into you, trying to give you a headbutt. Again, it is my favorite.
That takes kamikaze to a whole new level.
And because there's red and yellow, they explode more and they go faster. And also, another thing funny too, you actually roll a dice, and if you roll a 6, your pilot survives. And so now you have an orc on the field.
After the jet crashes.
After the jet crashes, after it goes boom, you have a chance to still have your orc pilot alive, and he's just laughing like a goddamn maniac, and he's charging with a chopper.
Oh, that was fun. All right, let's go kill.
Scrap code. So the next faction is the one Gazgul Mag Uruk Thraka is from. The Goths. The Goths are the toughest and most violent orc faction there is. They are the biggest orcs, they are the strongest orcs. And they love to brawl and they love to fight. So that's why they are bigger and stronger than most other orcs. They also don't field a lot of guns. Because they want to go forward and they want to beat you in the face and they want to stab you with a chopper. But one thing they like grenades. They love grenades. Or as orcs call them, stick bombs. But again, you have to have a certain amount of intellect because there have been times when orcs go to throw a grenade and they throw the wrong part. Yeah, there have been issues.
That's
of
like that
having
video where the girl instead of throwing the pin, they throw the grenade, and then they go to put their fingers in their ears, and there's the pin around their fingers. Like, oh shit! They got the grenade there. It's like fuck. The pin goes flying. They throw the pin. Oh my god.
Yeah, there has been many of accident as an orc goes to throw the so they use the regular like the Stalm grenades, the potato mashers. So they unscrew it and then they throw the fucking like the screw and still have the grenade in their hands.
Because that doesn't ever cause an issue. God damn.
Now,
yeah, exactly.
If a bunch of orcs were together and they did that, okay, the guy screwed the one part and threw the wrong part, and they go, "Did you throw the right part?" Yeah, I did. I did throw the right part. Would the other part explode?
No. Because the other orcs will have seen them throw that part, and they go, "Oh shit!" Poof.
Damn it.
What if they were all
but funnily enough,
stupid?
No. How about we got to get a bunch of orcs together. We got to get a bunch of battles together. We got to test this theory.
You know what? I'm down for this.
Here's OR, the board. Real quote. Pull the pin, throw the other parts.
You know what? I'm willing to do the experiment. Let's see what happens.
So, again, when it comes to the Goths, they field the most boys, knobs, and storm boys than any other orc faction. And their color is black, because black is the toughest color. The last major quote-unquote faction is the Snakebites. They are your traditional orcs. They shun advanced technology, they shun armor, they go forward with a spear, riding a boar covered in war paint. And to them, war paint is armor. And they believe the war paint will protect them. So, yes, sometimes your goddamn lasting fire will goddamn bounce off paint. Because they believe it's protecting them. Scrap code.
That is impressive paint right there.
Instead of vehicles, they will like ride squigs and warborbs, which are pretty much squigs
No,
also.
they came out with those beast snagga boys. I'm thinking those are snake bites then.
Yep, your beast nagas and your actually even the model riding the great white squig, they are snake bites.
Okay.
They actually will sometimes even shun this so much they will actually stay as feral orcs. Oh, squigs are a form of orc. They pretty much imagine like a little pink blob with 2 legs and 90% of his body is a mouth. That is a squig.
This here is a bomb squig. If I can get it to view here, I gotta turn my light down. So this guy here, if it'll focus,
it'll focus eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah, a bomb squig is pretty much that.
I can't get it to focus.
It is like I said, it has 2 legs. It's a little bundle with 90% mouth. And this squig, they just fill with a bunch of bombs and throw them at an enemy, so he explodes and kills them.
Focus. Now you're too light again.
It'll focus eventually.
I give up.
Okay.
I give up. Light back on. You get blinded again.
Yeah, these are squigs, and squigs in pretty much orc society, they are everything. They are food, they're oil, they're pets, they're entertainment. With something called the face bite a squig. They're even hair. They actually have hair squigs. Because orcs don't have hair. So you ever see a picture of like an orc with a top knot or an orc with a beard? That's just a squig sucking on its face. Or sucking on its skin. And I wish I could find it, but I think there are 48 known squigs.
We could do an episode on just squigs.
Yeah, I am going to do an episode on just squigs. I am going to do that.
I want to be there for that. I must learn about the squigs.
So again, squigs are going to be their own episode because they're the most hilarious thing about orc society. Actually, I'm going to say this a lot. Orcs are just great. I will eventually have an orc army. I will have an orc evil sons army.
Well, you were working on orcs before the whole Mechanicus thing hit you.
Hey, Mighty Man! Wah!
Ah, Mighty Man made it in.
Yes, I'm going to do it, Kyle. I'm going to have a squig army.
Oh, God.
I'm going to have an army with all 48 squigs. And there is going to be a squig loaf just sitting there.
Since we have a good variety of you guys in here from the one episode, we do, in fact, now have a Discord.
Yeah, so we do have a Discord. Take a look at the description.
Shameless
Join
plug.
us.
We have a Discord. I have an Instagram, sadly. So it is in the description of the channel. Just go click on the link. It'll take you right there.
Yay.
Hey, come join us.
Back to Squigs.
Yes.
Join the madness.
Sadly.
Oh, speaking of joining madness. Let's see.
So, while we got this, last thing about the snake bites. They actually, another reason they're called snake bites is they have a lot of their totem is actually their like banner is a snake, and it's because a lot of their buckles. This is really stupid, but their buckles actually look a little bit like snakes. So that's why they're called snake bites. That's literally the only reason.
They have buckles.
Okay, yeah, their buckles look like snakes. That's why they're called snake bites.
Okay.
So I don't know why I put this in here, but I did. All right, last faction, the best faction in my opinion, other than the Evil Sons, the Freebooters. Best way to think about freebooters, orc pirates. They are orc pirates. They go out in space in gigantic fleets, and they even sing sea shanties, and they just take everything.
Yeah, we're talking like sea pirates, Bao, not like space pirates.
Yes,
space pirates, but they're also like they talk like arr shit.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
actual proper pirates of the sea. Okay.
In space.
Yeah, they even have even the orc captains have something called the parrot squig. It is literally a squig that looks like a parrot that sits on their shoulders and even goes qua squaw. I wish I was kidding.
So many questions on the squig lore now.
I really wish I was kidding. There is actually a parrot squig.
Now, you got that story down about the freebooters helping repair another orc ship in space?
Yeah, I actually know this one.
You have it?
Actually,
All right, you have
it-
to say
it's
you have
in-
to tell Bowen in this story.
no, it is
Okay.
actually stuck in my memory because it's funny to me. So there was two ships. One had a bunch of it looked like it just got into a fight, a little orc ship. It had a bunch of holes in it. So the other captain's like, I'm gonna go help my friends. So him and his orcs put on spacesuits. They go out there and they're gonna go help them. Well, when they go out there, they see like 30 orcs all around this hole trying to fill it, but they don't have spacesuits on. So the captain goes, "Oi, why you guys don't have spacesuits on? You know we can't survive out in space." 5 seconds after he says that, every orc just explodes. Just decompresses all at once. Because they didn't believe they didn't need spacesuits, they didn't need them. But the minute the bigger orcs told them they needed it, poof, gone, dead.
Because they weren't wearing spacesuits.
Yes.
Big. Ooh.
Scarecrow. Yep, orc in a nutshell. Right there.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
So, yeah, again, because they're space pirates and thieves, they actually don't have, like, a lot of other clans, they, have, compounds on compounds in their big was, or they have, like, the roving clans. No, they're just out in space. They literally hollow out asteroids and turn them into pirate bays. And when I'm talking about pirate base, they actually literally looks like a Renaissance era pirate outpost just sitting out in a goddamn asteroid.
Just on asteroid field.
Yeah,
just
just they
and they hollow it out and make a pirate cove.
pretty much. And their favorite tactic is boarding, because
That
they
doesn't
have to
surprise me.
get that loot. They'll beat your ship up until eventually you can't move no more. They'll just either one of two things. They'll go next to your ship, launch boarding parties, and take all your stuff, or they'll just say fuck it and just ram you. They'll just ram right into your ship and then go out through the holes they made their own ship into yours.
I think that's more efficient.
Well, they don't believe
after-
about space vacuum, I suppose.
And then afterwards, they're done killing you. They'll take everything that's nailed down, and everything that isn't nailed down, and what is nailed down, they'll grab a hammer, unnail it, and then take it also. They will take everything. Everything. And also because of this, they're actually the most richest faction out of all of them, even more than the Bad Moons. Because they just got so much loot, because they just go forward and take everything and leave. They'll go back to their cove, and they'll just admire all their shinies. So because of this,
Bad Rook used to be a bad moon.
yeah, and then he loved that gold. And also,
yeah, so now then he created the freebooters after that.
And also because of this, they actually have the highest amount of flash gets due to any other faction. Mainly because of how much loot they get. And also, a lot of times flash gets will actually get outcasted from their clans because they're too rich. Sometimes even richer than the warlord, and that's not allowed. So they'll just get the boot and they'll get the fuck out. And then eventually they'll go and join the freebooters to get more of that loot. They are so rich that even grots will have like pirate coats and then have little gold teeth. They're the weakest have it good. So that is the orc factions.
Sounds good to be
Let's
a
get
pirate.
let's get more into actually the other orcs, known as the odd boys. These are the orcs that actually they have little tendencies in them. First off is the docs. They're your orc medics. Pretty much they're the doctors, also known as the pain boys. You don't want to go to a pain boy. They will actually, a lot of times, will experiment on their patients because, again, trial and error. Oh, your arm got shot off. There's something here I've always wanted to try. Let me just take it off, put it on your leg, and we'll see what happens. Or, oh, you lost a leg. Well, here, let me put it back on. Well, while you're here and unconscious on my table, let me just cut off your arm and put a robot part on it. Let's see how that works. That's an orc medic for you. A lot of times, if you're an orc boy and you get your leg shut off, and they're gonna be like, lad, we gotta take it to a doc. You'll be like, no, I'm fine. Grab his leg and staple it back on, hoping it works. And 9 times out of 10, it will.
It's imagination.
Exactly.
Sounds like you don't even need these damn doctors.
Well, a lot of times, or you get your head shot off. Eventually, you gotta go to the doctor because then they'll put a skull on you, and you can talk to Gork and Mork. That's what we call foreshadowing.
Yeah, I know where that's going. I understand where that one's going.
Another one is called the Mad Boy. So these aren't really like your typical odd boy. They're called odd boys just because they're weird. Mainly because they're orcs who didn't develop right or they had brain damage. They are erratic, even for an orc. They'll randomly in the middle of the street, in the middle of their like little compound, just start screaming "wah" and start beating on other orcs because they're like, because just get into a wah fender and decide it's time to fight. Or they'll be walking around, pick up a grenade and go, I just feel like doing this. Pulls it off and just holds it and just smiles and gets blown up.
Instead of big dick energy, it's big wah energy.
Yeah, just random fits of wah. The next one is the Herdas. They are pretty much the best way to think about them. They're just squig breeders and trainers. So they're the guys you go to if you want a squig. The next one is the Mech Boys. They are your mechanics and your gunsmiths. They take care of all the vehicles. They make stuff, and they just if you want a good shooter, you gotta go to a Mech Boy. Because he has the scrap and he knows how to do it. And also, they're really weird too. As in, instead of getting Wah to go fight, they get Wah to, I need to build something really big and shooty. So they'll just get like random like Wah and go and build, and then all of a sudden, 2 days later, he comes back and he has a Gorkanaut. Because he just got that Wah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The next odd boy. Yeah, I gotta finish building mine too. The next one is the Wild Boys. They are just thinking about this. They are just orc pioneers. They just get that urge of I need to go and explore, and they'll go forward. They'll die in some horrible way, and next thing you know, here comes a new orc tribe. So they'll just go forward, explore, and just lead their spores everywhere. And eventually they'll grow up, and then next thing you know, you got a new orc tribe forming in the middle of nowhere. Next, another one is the Pig Docs. They are mostly in tribal and feral tribes. They are a combination of a doc and a mech boy. And when I say that, they just make whole new breeds of squigs and wild boars to give to the boys to go ride, and also drugs. Lots of drugs. Yeah, before a battle, they'll give the boys drugs just to give them more Wah energy to go forward, not feel pain, and murder them. Scrap code. The next one is the Runt Herders. And in a word, they are slavers. They are just the slavers. They take care of the Snotlings, the Gretchings, and the other slaves, mostly humans. And what they do is they just give them tasks. Hey, you guys, go build this. Or hey, go carry this over there. And they love to dish out punishment. Because they're the big orcs and there's a bunch of weaklings. Time to beat them in the ass to get them to do things. And the last odd boy, Oh, well, second last. Second last is the Speed Freaks. They are mostly found in Evil Sun's factions. They are the guys that just get covered in that speed addiction of gotta go fast, gotta go fast, gotta go fast. And they get that hit of going fast. All they do.
The adrenaline junkies.
Pretty much. They have to go into that ship and they have to go in that Daka jet and they have to go full speed and eventually hit the big red button. They go faster.
Gotta hit that shock jump button.
You gotta hit that shock jump and go into that Titan.
Get inside that Titan.
And the last odd boy is the best odd boy, the Weird Boys. The Weird Boys, they are extremely sighted in to the Ork Wa, to the point that they can take it in themselves and manifest it to certain powers. Pretty much like an orc. They're pretty much orc psychers. There's a bit of a problem with this though. They can't turn it off. They are just constantly getting filled with Ork Wa energy.
Oh no.
It gets to the point that sometimes they just go boom. And when I mean go boom, it is pretty much like an Earthshaker cannon going off in the middle of your Orc compound. So, a lot of times what they do with the Weird Boys is they give them like a staff. And it's covered with copper wires just so they can channel some of that energy off and ground themselves. And there's a good Orc tactic a lot of times what they do is they grab the Orc boy, like the Weird Boy, surround him in like just a bunch of boys going wah and getting ready to fight. So he's literally like lightning is like casting off him and he's just jittering a mess, about ready to explode. Face him at the enemy and take away his stick. So one of two things will happen. Either one, he'll just unleash a gigantic blast and destroy the enemies. Or two, he blows up in the middle of the boys and there we go, you just lost 40 Orc boys. So either way, win-win. Because you get to...
Win-win.
But there's also a sub-faction of the weird... They're called Warp Heads. Warp Heads are the orcs that are pretty much the Weird Boys that accept their power and try to learn it. They are a dangerous enemy. They're orcs who can learn.
Smart orcs? Oh god.
So they'll actually like take the Wa and learn how to dissipate it so they don't explode, but leave just enough to give them powers. And they'll even learn like how to cast spells. Like there's one called the Fist of Mork, where pretty much they just take their power and just a gigantic like fist comes out of the sky and pounds your enemies. Or they'll do the Roar of Gork, and it'll just give all the Orc boys even more wah to go charge forward. So yeah, they are orcs who can learn and actually control their powers. Usually you'll find one or two of warp heads with every like big faction, like the war bosses. Even Gazgul will keep a warp head around him because he knows how powerful. So, after the Odd Boys, let's go to your favorite part. The one that you guys were all dreading. The Orc reproduction.
Oh, we need our permission slips.
Yeah. I left. Oh, dude, I left mine in my other pants. I gotta sit this one out.
No, don't stop. Don't worry about it. The orcs don't reproduce like humans. They're like I said. They are mushrooms. They actually reproduce by spores. Every time an orc dies, he releases a gigantic cloud of millions of spores. When an orc is walking around or breathing, he's actually releasing spores. 6 hours after an orc comes out of the ground from a mushroom, yes, they come from mushrooms, he is actually releasing spores. This is why you can never get rid of an orc infestation. They will never die. They will never get rid of them. Because every time they die, there's more spores. Even Exterminatus, where you condemn a planet to death and you destroy it, will probably only has about a 50% chance of getting rid of them.
My god. They really are just the Last of Us zombies on steroids.
There have eventually been rogue traders who go to Exterminatus planets, where even the Life Eater virus went forward and ate all life, and then they drop a bomb to ignite it to where the planet is one gigantic firestorm. They come back and there are orc settlements fighting each other. Planets that have been cracked and destroyed, so there's nothing but asteroids floating around. They come back. There's orc settlements on the asteroids, launching rockets and blowing up one of each other. You can't get rid of the motherfuckers. Orc presence is never none. It is always low.
It's always
Like I said before, Kyle, there have been orcs eyeing Catachin. Catachin! It is... Wow. Best way to think about this. Catachin is pretty much Australia on steroids.
Yeah.
It is a planet of Australia.
Everything wants
That's
to
a
kill
statement.
Bob, there are still orcs on Catachin. You can never get rid of them unless you can't get rid of every spore. So Catachin is pretty much everything there wants to eat you or kill you. And there were orcs there. There were orc tribes just living the best life. The only thing you can ever do to the orcs is call them. So what a lot of people will do is they'll just get in their trucks, go forward and go explore. Oh, there's an orc. Pow. Oh, there's an orc. Pow. Oh, dead body's there. Let me just get the flamer and get rid of as many as I can. Only thing you can do. But when orcs, like I said, when orcs die, they release clouds of spores. What the spores will do is they'll find a place that's dark and moist. Best place for mushrooms to grow. And the mushrooms will start growing, and the first things that come out of them are squigs. So squigs are the first ones to go around. They just go around, do their squig. After a little while, snotlings will actually come up first. After the snotlings come, that's when the orc tribe just starts popping up. What they'll do is they'll tend to the mushrooms, find better places for them to grow, and they'll just take care of them, just grow more. Afterwards, the snotlings will call the mushrooms, get them all ready. Then the Gretchen pop up. They'll start coming out of the mushrooms, and they'll start building walls, building buildings, finding scrap. After them, the orcs come, and they're the actual fighting force. They'll keep them in line, getting them ready, and then they'll just start fighting each other. More of the orc pioneers. More of the pioneers will go off. They'll form even more colonies, and it's just there you go, orc infestation. So that's what I was saying, that snotlings are actually the foundation of the orc society, because they're the only reason why Gretchens will start popping up, and then the orcs. And yeah, like I said, you will never, because you can't get rid of every last.
That is so concerning on so many levels.
It's just gonna happen.
Yep. Just like I said, you'll never get rid of them. So good luck. But they make good practice when you're fighting, though. Alright.
Hey.
So, how would you like to hear about some orc technology, quote unquote?
The quotes do sound needed for orcs.
So, before we do that, though, let's talk about some of their true troops. Well, like the heavy support stuff everyone wants to hear about. So there are the Gorkanaut and the Morkanauts. They're pretty much the same exact thing. They are pretty much the best way to talk about them is that they are just Orca Knights. And they have the firepower to prove it. They have gigantic Gatling guns, the big Gatling guns. They have power claws that can actually pick up a tank and they can crush it. Missile launchers. And they're just gigantic treads to just crush everything. And they are so heavily armored that you're gonna have trouble even busting through that. I think it takes melted guns even a little while to get through them. And the only difference between them is that the Gorkanaut has more firepower, while the Morkanaut actually has something called a custom force field. It's sort of like an ion shield. It has a good chance of like protecting the Morkanaut and the surrounding troops from firepower. And it can protect them from certain like range attacks. After that is the Death Dread. It's a mech. It's like a walker, but it doesn't have any guns. It has like really like sauce. Imagine like a gigantic saw blade. One arm. It has another arm has like a claw that also has saw blades on it, and the other two arms are just big grasps. They just grab you and just crush you. Cause orc, why not? The next one is the Killiclans. They bear a lot of similarities with Death Dreads, with they have the snipping claws, but they're actually piloted by grots. If a grot earns enough like renown with their orc boys, they'll pretty much entomb them in a Killiclan and just send them out to go fight. They're most likely armed with one like their snipping claw, and they also have a flamer. The only problem with the Killiclans, though, is that they do retain some of their Gretchen cowardice. So if you usually have like a group of like 4 or 5 of them, take out 2, the other 3 will run. Because Gretchen. The next one is the Battle Wagon.
Don't forget about my favorite thing about Killicans. What does a Gretchen do when he first gets into his first Killican?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. When a Gretchen first gets Killiclan, he'll go to the big Gretchen that bullied him the most, and he'll just stomp on him. Because he's finally bigger and stronger.
He's finally bigger and a mech, so he goes, you know, all those other Gretchen that made fun of me and bullied me? I step on you.
Yeah, because, fuck you.
That's fucking great. I love that so much.
Truck up.
You and your scrap code, man. Get that stuff. Get some malware, man.
Man, you know how expensive malware is?
That malware,
you know how long it takes to get... It takes so long to get the rights of malware, okay?
You need some McAfee.
Yeah, man, that's so many teeth, though.
This is too much teeth.
But I gotta talk about this, though, because this is one of my favorite weapons when it comes to orcs. It's called the Battle Wagon. The best way to think of the Battle Wagon, it is just a truck with guns. It is a driving gun. All it is, and it's so great. Battle Wagons are usually in like 2 modes. One is just a truck with a gigantic fuck off cannon, and the other one is pretty much a truck that carries a bunch of boys with a shit ton of shooters on it. And it's just so great because you get to drive and shoot at the same time. Because DACA.
So much DACA.
You can never have enough DACA.
Never enough DACA.
Yeah, they're just motorized junk to carry mobs of greenskin into battle. That is all they do, and they do it very well. But we all know why you're here. We want to talk about the Garnets and the Mega Garnets. The Orc Titans.
The big boys.
They are... The only time you ever see them is during a Great Wa, aka a Orc Crusade. A bunch of orcs get together and be like, hey, we gotta fight. And then more orcs get together, we gotta fight. And then more orcs get together, they gotta fight. And then next thing you know, just a gigantic Wa, and they'll go forward and kill shit.
Big Wa energy.
So, Gargants and Mega Gargants are seen as idols of the orc gods Gork and Mork. They are engines of destructions. Big mechs, who are just mechs but bigger because they got a lot of that training of building shit. They pretty much see this as divine visions of Gork or possibly Mork, and set out to bring that vision to life in the artistic medium of thick armor plates, smoke belching engines, and lots of very big guns. Because you can never have enough DACA. And then the one big mech gets this idea, and then the other big mechs get this idea, and they pretty much they go into a settled area and compete in Gargant building. They will compete to build the largest, most shootiest Gargant. And it's actually the construction of a Gargant is the typical sign of impending Wa from an Orc Hell star system. So a lot of times, because they can't get rid of them, they'll just orbit around and watch. And when they see Gargants being built, the Imperium will go, "Oh fuck!" because a Wa is coming.
So that's a clear indication.
It's ever a sign.
Yeah, and then that's when shit goes south. And you gotta prepare because the year coming. So, would you want to hear some of the battles of orcs?
Yeah, boy.
You want to hear? So, this is the battle of the Garo Hollowing. I'm going to read this right from the wiki because it is a lot of stuff. So, when the Empire of Mankind revealed himself to humanity, long before humanity following the long night of the Age of Strife in the early 30th millennia, he shaped war-torn terror into a single unified world for the first time in a millennia, the long millennia. Once he had conquered Terra, he looked up his great crusades of stars. And having created the foundation of the Imperial Man, he launched his massive armies out in the galaxy, seeking to bring all of human settled space back under the control of a single unified empire. During these early conquests, many of the Imperial expeditionary fleets encountered the green-skinned menace, a violent xeno-species designated as the Orcs by early Imperium. Within Talon reach was an Orc empire that rivaled the centered of Ulunar, which is the pretty much the largest Orc empire in current 40k. Scrap code. At its heart was the scrap world of Goro. The Orc tech caste, the Mech Boys, dominated the Orcs of Goro and had made the world their own. So the Mech Boys were the warlords. The dominant tech caste on Goro seemed to be fascinated by a form of plasma technology never encountered before or since. Capable of generating destructive yields of terrifying potency, these plasma weapons had done much to blunt the Great Crusade's advances on the Talon Ring. They were able to hold back Space Marine legions. Not your current Space Marines of the thousands. Legions.
That was before the Codex.
Yeah, they were fucking them up. When a 1,000-strong fleet of war of Goro, it was the Emperor himself who gave the order to begin the assault. Horus, Primarch of the vaunted Luna Wolf Space Marine Legion, and ever the dutiful and favorite son, at that time, stood at the Emperor's side and watched as tens of thousands of salt craft spread out from the fleet. The Luna Wolves teleported into the scrap layers beneath the planet's surface, forced to hollow out Goro from within due to the planet's high resistance to orbital bombardment. In the vanguard was the Emperor, and his side was Horus, and a guard of black-armored Junistare Terminators from the Luna Wolves' first company, as well as the golden-clad warriors of the Custodes. As the Space Marines attacked, the resistance they faced was near overwhelming. The Orcs of Goro were huge and augmented with scavenged bionics. Some stood taller than dreadnoughts, and their weaponry burned through Astartes' power armor easily. At the height of the battle, the fury of the Orcs split the Emperor from his guards. Alone, he slew hundreds of them until a blast from an Orc plasma weapon weakened his defenses and one of the Orcs seized. The creature's strength was so great it took the hold of the Emperor and buckled his golden armor. As the creature's grasp closed to throttle the master of mankind, Horus stormed through the press of battle and cut the Orc's arm from his body with a single blow. Together, father and son led the force deeper into the vast sphere of the scrap until they reached the center of Goro. The Emperor worked to collapse the self-sustaining plasma sphere at the power much of the world's scavenged Orc technology and that contained warp-fold envelopment, so that Goro could implode into it. The Emperor proved successful, and without his power source, the scrap world collapsed in itself. A hollow skin of rusted metal around an empty void was all that remained to mark the death of the great Orc Empire of Goro. End quote. So yeah, the orcs pretty much sort of wounded the Emperor and fucked up the Space Marines.
I'll say,
It
you said
literally-
they held up back legions back, like, in those days. In the Great
Yeah.
Crusade days.
Yeah, that's because that's how powerful orcs can be if you get enough of them together. Hell, they goddamn made a world of scrap. So much that the normal bombardment couldn't even penetrate it. And they were fighting off Custodians, the Emperor, the Lunar Wolves, and the goddamn Horus. It took all of them together to defeat this one orc.
That is goddamn impressive, actually.
Tells you how crazy it can get when you get a ton of them together.
Oh, see, I couldn't find this, but there's also another one. I can't remember the date and all that, but I remember that the orcs actually did this too. They had one. This is like after the Horus Heresy. The orcs, when they first discovered teleporter technology, aka teleporters, they actually, at one point, made a planet, hollowed it out, made it into a gigantic ship, put engines on it, and literally they were driving around a fucking planet. This planet also had pretty much like graviton whips, and it took out whole fleets of
So, they turned a planet into a spaceship?
They turned a planet into a spaceship.
Holy Jesus
Use
Christ.
what in the Death Star horseshit is this?
Excuse the fuck out of me?
Yeah. They literally turned a fucking planet into a spaceship and drove it all the way to Totally Terra itself.
Alright, that's some big wah energy.
Well, yeah, there was that gigantic planet, and then they had other things where they took out asteroids, hollowed them out, put engines on them, and started flying them around.
What the shit?
So yeah, they took and then along with other like battleships. Yeah, they went all the way. They fought their way all the way to Holy Terra. Every fleet they went. Oh yeah, attack moons. They're called attack moons.
Attack moons.
But this one was
God.
even bigger than an attack moon. It was literally a fucking like a huge, even bigger. It was the biggest one they've ever seen. And what they did, they went to Holy Terra and just said, "Hey, give me your shit, otherwise I will destroy you." And the High Lords of Terra were even thinking about doing that because they were so scared. Until it took, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who, but he pretty much said no. Yeah, it took the Imperial Fist. Yes, thank you, Aurora. This is why he's the librarian. It took the Imperial Fist to reform a league, which was against the Codex Astartes, to finally beat them back, along with something called excuse me. I think it was called the Proletariat Crusade. They pretty much took billions of humans, put them in ships, and just launched them at the attack moon.
What in the ever living shit?
Yeah, there was the remaining guards. It was the remaining fleets, the guardsmen, and there's pretty much people.
The last wall
And they
protocol.
Yeah, and they just took them and just launched them at the fucking planet,
Oh my
and it went horrible.
Women and children first, get in the boats.
Yeah, billions. I think all of them died. I think billions died.
Oh my
It got to the point. It got to the point that they actually were using their gravity weapons to literally crush people with walls. It got so bad that people were actually drowning in blood from how many people died. And then after that, the High Lords of Terra were freaking out. Yeah, the High Lords of Terra were freaking the fuck out. And then, yeah, that's when the Imperial Fists got together, remade a legion, went up there and actually blew up the teleporter, and then it just caved in the fucking attack moon and destroyed it. When the Orcs get together and they make their bullshit, it is no joke. They fuck
It is
hard.
no longer big dick energy. It is for sure big wall energy. Oh my god.
Yes, I will never accept any other answer.
There's never big dick energy. It was from now on big wall energy. Because
And
goddamn.
that is all I have on the orcs, including some stuff that I just remembered. So how'd you enjoy it, Bao?
Aside from deciding that orcs were a good choice, and also gaining a new saying, pretty good, pretty good.
Big dick Y energy.
Uh,
This is why I'm glad we had the librarian here. He has the whole blueberry orchards, library to go from. I gotta go out and find shit.
Blueberry orchard. Oh man.
I just realized I forgot to tell you something.
oh god.
This is for everyone here also. I had a glitch in my matrix due to the scrap code. I forgot to tell you about the good old orc colors.
Yeah, you didn't mention the colors. You mentioned a little
Yeah, you
bit.
mentioned like yellow being fast or something, and
The scrap code has been getting to me. So the orcs colors again, they believe it, so it becomes true. Fuck you, the library of telling me, you technophile. Hey, eventually I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that tech. You can't stop me. I'm gonna get that tech. Until eventually he's just like, here you go, here's a toaster, and then there you go. Alan's happy for a little while.
Where are the toasters you promised us?
Where are the toasters you promised us?
I love that shit so much.
Scrap code. Fuck. I didn't take my pills today. Ugh. Apologies, folks. So back to the colors. So the colors, red, they believe is the fastest color. So of course, red goes faster. Blue is the luckiest color. Yellow is the most explodey color. So you paint you're painting your bombs yellow, they go boom. Purple is the sneakiest color. Because you ever seen a purple orc? Green is the best color. Because all orcs are green, and orcs are the best. And then finally, black is the toughest color. Because it's the color of the Goths. And the Goths are the toughest there is. So if you paint your vehicle red, it goes faster. You paint yourself purple, all of a sudden you're fucking sneakier. You paint yourself blue, oh hey look, there's a $100 bill on the ground. Never seen that before. You paint yourself black, all of a sudden you just can't fucking feel pain.
You get on the bosses.
So that's the colors, and I forgot to tell you guys. It's just orcs' power of imagination.
Imagination.
Some of the my order, the Adeptus Mechanicus, have actually grabbed orc weapons, pulled out the magazine, and it's literally just a goddamn just full of nuts and bolts, and it's somehow shooting bullets. Captured orc like Gorkanauts and Borkanauts. Afterwards, all the orcs are dead. They just collapse into a pile of junk, only held together by the orc's power of imagination. It makes no sense.
So to take out a Gorkanaut, I just gotta kill all the orcs around it.
And good luck with that.
This is. I have like 50 billion different questions right now, and it hurts.
That'll be easy there.
And none of them will be answered. I had so much trouble writing the script because just the orcs just don't make sense. It's so hard to explain them. It's so hard to explain them. If you watched the stream from yesterday, you can literally hear my mind exploding as I'm trying to write the script.
Oh, when we had the paint and chill stream.
You trying to explain the orc was like trying to explain the universe.
Hey, I did the best I could, and I think I did okay.
Just.
Well, but that's all I have for you guys, folks. That's all the lore I was able to get for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bao, hope you enjoyed it also.
I had fun.
Are you gonna eventually make
Brain
yourself
hurts now, but I still had fun.
Are you gonna eventually make yourself an orc army? Oh, thank you, Mighty Man.
Yeah, sure, eventually, hopefully.
Also, I enjoyed your stream for what little I was able to join. It was a lot of fun to be there. Hope I'm planning on joining next time. Everyone should own all orcs. Hey, I'm gonna make myself a squig army. Nothing but bomb squigs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no. I take issue with this.
Just wait until I do the squig stream. There's actually a squig called the Squig Off. Best way to think about it is I think Thursday I'm gonna play my guitar if I can get my mic to. I'll definitely try and join that. All depends on what the girlfriend wants. I think she had plans for Thursday, but I will definitely try and join. The best way to think about Squig Off is think of a Bronchiosaurus that eats meat. And instead of having the long neck, it has the head of a goddamn T-Rex. There you go. Squig Off. And what they do is they build a gigantic platform on its back, and they just shoot us and just shoot everything. I know it is so expensive. I was thinking about buying one, and I said, yeah, I am not rich enough for this. Like I said, I plan on doing a Squig episode eventually. So I will explain all 48 Squigs.
I will listen in on that one.
I have to see you build that killer rig. I want a killer rig. The killer rig is just a Squig Off pulling a fucking fortress. It's literally what it is.
Oh, that kill rig looks pretty sweet.
I know. Ugh. But anything else you want to talk about, Kyle?
I want to try to get all my orc flesh done. I have 3 more models here. Like, not even like the full model. It's literally like just a hand on 2 of them, on 3 of them.
So try and bullshit for another 20 minutes. Got it.
Not 20. Maybe do some shameless plugins.
Well, we already plugged in our Discord. Please join Discord. We have a meme page. So all the memes.
Memes.
I have
Show
lots
off
of
your
orc
minis.
memes to share.
Talk painting with me. Send out our Explorer tour out to other things you want to know about. There's a section for that.
Also, yeah, any go ahead and put it in chat too. I am looking at chat right now. If you guys have any suggestions next, please let me know. I will gladly take the recommendations.
Oh, they're gonna recommend some fuck shit.
And we'll make sure that you're here with it, Val.
Yeah, I think the
What have I signed up
we
for
already
exactly?
discussed Tau, so I think you're okay.
yeah, we've already discussed the task, so we ain't got to worry about that.
It's gonna be
We already
if it's gonna be bad now, it's gonna be Dark Eldar, and their
Oh,
goddamn human IKEA.
oh yeah, the Jukari. Oh god. Or talk about Conrad Curse.
Oh yeah, Conrad Curse.
If you want me to do the Great Crusade,
Terrorist
I'm gonna let you know. That's gonna be a little bit because if I'm gonna do the Great Crusade, I gotta do it justice and I gotta read books.
Oh god.
I say the Great Crusade is gonna have to be like a multi-part series.
Probably like 4 or 5 episodes.
Either a multi-part series or a mega episode, I guess.
Like you'd have to do like the start, like the man up to like when the Emperor, like all that before that and everything, and then go into the Great Crusade. You got to do like the pre-game to the Great Crusade.
Yeah, so that's gonna take me a little while. I was literally gonna talk about every, but I will do it if I get enough of it.
Also, if anybody who has not followed yet could do so, and I'd like to see if my thing works. I don't know
Bao.
if it does or not.
Yeah, but why don't you follow us?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Fuck it.
The Golden Legion?
Because they're... Ah, it works! That thingy popped up.
Yay! Thank you!
I did something right. I'm learning, guys. I don't think I know what the Golden Legion is. I'm interested in that one.
For once.
Yes, I did something right for once.
Thank you, mighty man. Thank you for being proud of us.
Yay.
We actually got a new broadcasting system currently.
You know what's funny? I think if you go back and look at this channel's literally probably like 8 years old, 6 years old, and I hardly used it at all. It's basically just sat here. I just recently converted it to this, and we just started doing this.
And
As you
now
tell
it's
by
a-
how bad we are.
All right. Well, here are all of my.
I figured it was the Custodes. But oh yeah, I could do an episode about the Custodes.
I'm interested in the Custodes.
Another thing I want to do is I'm thinking about doing Bob's favorite faction, the Blueberries.
We'll have to get Bob on for that.
Oh god.
Get our librarian in. The Custodies, though, I saw a meme today. It was that one. It was that one meme where it's like all I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men, as he's being surrounded by a bunch of heretics. Chaos.
Well, thank you, Mighty Man, for glad you like the stream though. Yeah, if we ever do the blueberries, I'm pretty sure I might just sit back here and let Bob do it because Bob knows more about them than I do, than I could ever do from looking around and reading up on wolf. This guy breathes goddamn ultra depression.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, I got the skin. So now it's just jackets, pants, metal, the guns, the weaponry. That's all the little details. And I am doing everything battle ready. I'm not going to go nuts and do all the highlighting and all that stuff on these guys. Now, later on down the road, say I got my army built, I got my kill teams built, and like I have time to just work on stuff that I don't have to try to get done to play a game, then I'm good. Like when I get my collector pieces, I should say. Like my Silent King is a collector piece, and I have an Imperial Knight that's a collector piece. Those I'm going to chef kiss, get all the detail work and do all the highlighting and thinking about my Imperial Knight. I'm going to try to keep pristine. I'm going to make him a free blade. I got plans for him. But I like to learn how to do weathering and stuff like that. And hey, if I do good, I try new things, I learn them. I'll show them to you guys. Show you my my method to the madness.
Yeah, join our Discord. And we'll post it up on there.
Because all I did today is I never used contrast paint before, but I put a base layer down, and then I just contrast paint over it, watered it down with some contrast medium, contrast orc flesh, and it came out pretty good. I really like that. I really like that shine, and it got in that recess pretty decent.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
I'll have some better pictures up on the Instagram and Discord later on.
Yeah, again, join Discord and we'll show you the.
Yep.
Shameless plug-in.
Shameless plug-in. Ultra Prozac helps. that's good.
Oh, but it is 9:30, so I have to go to morning.
Oh, we hit your stopping point. I know. Hey, this was a good one. We had a long one on this one.
Yeah, about an hour 33 minutes almost.
Yeah.
This is a good one, Nick. I think I did pretty good. I was having major writing block again with this, so I kind of winged a lot of it. I don't think I did too bad winging it.
Nah, we did good. It was orcs.
It's orcs.
Just orc. Just the most broken thing in the game.
Orcs is pretty well known. So I mean that's a good one. A lot of people know. And then like you had a couple like some of the battles and stuff like that I didn't know about. So I learned some stuff.
Yeah, if you guys want to learn more about that battle, get into more details. Luton09, and it was in his greatest defeats of the Imperium. He talked about that. I think it's in the first episode, like the third battle.
Yeah, Luton does a good job with lore.
Oh yeah, I learned also Luton. I learned a lot from Arch. He's actually really good too. I recommend him. Also Major Kill. If you like a little more funny, he does really good too. And also Voldemort. He is really good too. He gives some good detail, and also, might sound gay. I just like this voice. He just has that like refined gentleman voice when he's talking. It just sounds really cool. So I'm a big fan of Voldemort. I love watching his voice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks everybody for stopping by. That has been the Art of Lore for tonight. Like we said before, join the Discord. I have an Instagram, sadly, that I put work in progress on and other stuff I work on. I do eventually want to get into more sculpting and more other art techniques later on down the road. So I'll have more work in project pictures and stuff from that going on. If you guys haven't followed, give us a follow. You'll know when we're on. Join the Discord. I'll announce it, and I put the event up. Let you guys know when it's going to happen. On every Monday at 8 is when we do the show. I do have the occasional just random stream. I'll just randomly hop on and paint if I got time to do something. So we try to bring on a guest if possible, but as of now, I am your Phaon artist, Kyle. We have our Magos Explorator Alan, and our special guest of the night was Orc Boy Bao.
Stop calling me special. I ain't special for shit. Yes.
Well, thank you everybody for stopping by. We look to see you later on in the future, and hope you all have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night, y'all.